with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun, food, and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Good afternoon and welcome back inside the James S. Trent Arena here in Kettering. It is the Premier Health Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Another game here today features the Mountain Mission Challengers taking on the Springboro Panthers. Mike Hurd and Steve Winter here with you as we look at the starting lineups quickly for Mountain Mission, and Coach Powell Mirasa. Harold Baturi gets the start wearing number 0. He is a 6'6" senior. Florent Thamba, a 6'9" sophomore, wears 3. Keyshawn Montague, number 10. Diego Brito, number 24. And Macy Bender, a 6'11" senior, wears number 25. You see them there in the blue jerseys. And for Springboro, 10-2 on the season. Number 3, Pickle Plata, the 6'6" junior. That's what they call him. His name is Nick. But in the white jerseys, Elijah Cunningham wearing number 2. Alex Holtry is in there as well, number 20. And the first turnover of the game quickly on a Mountain Mission. Justin Rigg headed to Kentucky to play football, 22. And Drew Howinger is number 23, headed to Furman to play baseball. A lot of size out on the floor right now for Mountain Mission, trying to keep the Panthers from a win. And doesn't matter how big you are, if the defense can shoot right up top and put one in over top of you. Pluto with his first 3. Now back down. Here comes Mountain Mission with the basketball. Pitch underneath. Good start here for Springboro.
6'10.5", Mike, and he got blocked from behind.
3 ball again on the way from Pluta. And Pickle not able to connect, but a good-looking jump shooter, and he's looking to continue to put those up and in all day. Off-balance shot, and even bothered by Thamba. Now the 3 ball to tie, falling away by Baruti. Baruti can't get it to go. Struggling. And a travel, 2 quick turnovers for Mountain Mission. Springboro with a 3-0 lead. The first minute and 18 seconds gone here in the quarter, as they hold up, and the Panthers again at 10-2 on the year, 4-0 in the GWAC South. They average 69 points a game. They have won 6 straight contests. Their only losses are to Piqua and Florida's Bulls Academy. First turnover goes against them. Now back the other way, looking to even the game. Shots just not falling for the 17-6 challengers, and Justin Rigg, the future Wildcat, with a basket, makes it 5-0.
Look for the challengers maybe to start trying to get the inside-out game going, Mike, which they really haven't done yet.
Up top, see if they can do that. They go from the outside inside and to the free throw line, as Masiak Bender will go to the line. He's 6'11" senior. As you get a look at Mike Holweger, the head coach for Springboro. And the first foul on Drew Holweger. Puts Bender at the line where he puts it up and in, and I venture to guess now will be joined by the rest of his teammates. Second free throw upcoming. Good crowd still filing in here as we get a smattering of Ohio teams throughout the rest of the 3 games after this one. Second free throw good as well. All finishes up tonight with a good matchup between Thurgood Marshall and Lima Senior that I know that there are a lot of people in the building that are anticipating that matchup.
Us included.
5-2 is the lead for Springboro as they look to expound on that into the game. Christian James for the first time, a 5'10" junior. If you know anything about Springboro basketball, you know the name James usually means a lot of points. Chip James played there, was a pretty good basketball player. Now has founded a couple of websites that cover basketball in the greater Dayton area and have given good coverage throughout the years. A good friend of ours, and a turnover. So one begats another as look on the other side. And Pavel Mirazak, the head coach of the Challengers, 17-6 on the year, coming off a win 77-42 against Charlotte United Christian Academy. Play stops with 5:18 after the substitution. We'll get Springboro with the basketball. Down into the corner, James had it sent right back to him. He'll dribble from the free throw line. Gets it on a turn for Pluta. But he misses a shot, and a charge on the opposite end. Or a block, rather. You get the charge or the block, and it'll be Pluta. No, they did go with a charge. It's been about 50-50 throughout the last couple of days. Diego Brito picks up his first. Now 1 for each team. 3 ball from long distance. I think that one passed Steve on his way into the building.
It had to because it was from way deep outside.
8-2 is the lead now for Springboro over Mountain Mission. Mission with the ball, long cross-court pass in front of the baseline. Scoop underneath, and that's not so much a shot by Thamba as it is just a throw to the basket.
But if you watch Mountain Mission when they're on offense, Mike, there's nobody inside the lane. All 5 players are outside of the three-point line, and I think that if they want to claw their way back in here, they need to get Springboro to spread the floor a little bit more.
Free throw upcoming here for Tamba. He gets it to go. So the one bright spot, if you're a Mountain Mission fan, is that they are 3 for 3 here from the free throw line. As you see Florent Tamba go to the bench. He'll take a seat with those 3 points. His team is down by that same margin. James now with the right hand. Ball movement quickly, a little runner hook. Not even remotely close for Justin Keeg. And Keeg's shot goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the white and blue jerseys. James will inbound. Looking, dangerously close to 5 seconds, but that's Springboro. It's worked out for them so far as Thomas Arrington had to go right back to him, and the very aptly named Trey Verinsky with the 3-pointer, 11-5 now. Now on the crossover, defense comes out in doubles. Took it away from Montague. Passing, waiting for the defense to go by. The first slam of the game. Majay Bender had 18 points actually in the win over CUCA. And he trims his team's deficit to just 4. Shot off the mark there for Christian James. It'll come right back to him. He'll fake it to his left. He wanted to go again. Now into the post of the high block. They turn around. 3 players standing there. And a throwaway that leads to a fast break. And a missed layup missed a pair of layups. And Springboro comes out with the ball. A crossover a little too hard on the crossover for Verinsky. And a real sloppy segment there for both teams.
It was. And, you know, Coach Hallwager for Springboro all over the official because there's definitely a foul right in front of him.
Yeah, anytime that you see a kid try and have to move left and hop another kid, you generally have to, you would think, call a foul one way or the other. Under 3 minutes to go in the first. Springboro averaging 70 points a game has jumped out to a quick lead here. And not a foul, but an opportunity for a highlight. Harold Baruti. I call that almost a violent dunk.
Yeah.
Still not impressed.
No.
Coach Powell on the bench.
Not yet.
11-9, though. It does cut the lead down. 3 different players for Mountain Mission underneath the bench, or underneath the basket, rather. Ball back down and in the middle. Good rebound. Good solid chase by Justin Kigg. And it rewards Springboro's Thomas Arrington. 5 different players have scored for Springboro in the first quarter, and they lead it by 4.
But at the same time, you got Springboro really cashing the boards. They got 3 offensive rebounds there to keep the ball alive.
Off balance shot for Mountain Mission. Now the challengers got to get back on defense. Spot up 3. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. That kid is named perfectly, Trey Verinsky. He's got 6 of his team's 16. Challengers have got to figure out something and figure it out quick because if Springboro continues this pace, this is going to be another blowout game. Foul underneath is on Trey Verinsky as you get a look at the 3. 2 players standing in the exact same spot. That's the most interesting thing about that. And yet still no defenders anywhere near where Verinsky was shooting from. First free throw up and good for Bender. He's now got 5 points. As you get a look inside the Borough bench. Bender gets a second free throw. And that one is a miss. First miss for his squad here in the first quarter. The first miss of the game. Springboro hasn't taken a free throw, but they lead by 6. Don't need free throws if you're shooting as well from downtown as they are right now. They didn't get it, but hustle points generally going in their favor. Mountain Mission with a good idea, but if you're picking up the basketball on the floor, good things are probably not going to happen to you.
Correct. And I think that's what the coach from Mountain Mission's trying to find out right now.
Change of pace with 1:19 to go in the first quarter. Jethro Shasumpa headed to Arizona State University, getting his first opportunity to play in this game. And a crossover lost out of bounds. It'll be a turnover on Springboro. Christian James back in, looking to inject the offense. As Coach Powell not very happy again on the other side. It was a 1-point game the last time I made that comment. Now his team down by 6. Scoop pass back outside for 3. Long off the front of the rim for Harold Baruti. Baruti cannot connect. And it is 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Springboro up by 16. 10-2 on the year, 4-0 in the GWalk South. 6 straight wins, and they have played really well. It's understated. Sometimes you get 6 wins, you don't necessarily play well, you just survive. They have played really well in those last 6 games.
Well, they're playing well tonight right now. I mean, they're limiting Mountain Mission to 1 shot and that's it, but they themselves, as that one swatted out into the parking lot.
There's your 1 shot.
But, but Springboro's getting 3 or 4 chances on the offensive side.
You get a look at Jethro Shasumpa's block. He just baited the offense perfectly. And somebody's going to have to get a new basketball from MC Sports or wherever you get one. I think he bruised that one. 16-10 is the lead for Christian James as he tries to add to that in the final seconds of this first quarter. Got to get something going. Just a two-handed throw. If that would have went in, it would have been filthy. Either one of those.
Yeah.
As you look at the replay, here is the steal and the monster jam from Harold Baruti. Right there. Still 16-10 though, Springboro after the first quarter as we get ready for quarter number 2 at Flyin to the Hoop.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Quarter number 2 about to commence. It is 16-10 in favor of the Borough, who will next take on Lebanon on Friday night as they look to stay perfect in G-Walk play. Lebanon sitting behind them at 2-2 in Greater Western Ohio Conference South standings. To the basket. Some of these shots, the only way that you can say that is, are you kidding me? Drew Owiger with the basket.
Falling down scoop, and it goes in, and he's going to go to the charity stripe, shoot one.
You know, it's one of those things as a defense, you knocked him down. He was falling away, and he still somehow had enough wherewithal to be able to realize, I can get this up and in.
But right there was Cunningham getting the rebound for off the missed free throw.
Thought about taking the three there, did Holweger. Again, thought differently of it. And that will probably keep him in the game. Springboro, a long history of great basketball. Usually, almost always have a pretty big, scrappy guard. And right now they have, what, 3 or 4 of them?
Yes.
7:13 to go in the second quarter. They lead 18-10. As you can see, a vast difference right now between every time that you get an opportunity to get a break. Mountain Mission down, sort of hunched over. And Springboro, it kind of seems like next man up, all right, let's continue to go. But how long can you go for about 100 miles an hour?
Springboro is not scared to take the ball to the hole. I mean, they're showing that. They're getting the dribble drive penetration, and they're getting the easy layups. And when they're not getting the easy layups, they're going to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
Alec Holtry at the free throw line, the southpaw, up and in. His first points of the game. 6th different Panther to get in the scorebook. Drew Holweger, by the way, the young man for Springboro, is the 4th leading scorer in the G-Walk this year at 19.6 points per game. And he's got Alex Holtry, who's 4th in the league in assists. So anytime that you can combine that amount, you would imagine it's another 10 points if you add just 2s. So almost 30 points a game contributed by those two. 3 ball from the wing. First points of the quarter good for Keyshawn Montague. Also Holweger again going to Furman to play some baseball. One of 3 different athletes in 3 different sports on this squad that will have a college scholarship waiting for them. We have seen Elijah Cunningham start off the game. He's spotted down here in the right corner. He's going to go to Bowling Green State University to play football and just eat a lot of Miles Pizza. That's also a big part of it. all the way through the lane, sort of deked his way through the lane, was Nathan Mapandi. And a timeout on the floor as the lead is cut to 19-15.
Coach for Springboro is getting held back by the assistant coaches because he is irate.
That's a new one. We've seen a lot of different things here at Flyin to the Hoop as you get a good look at Mike Holweger. And you're right, he's half talking to his kids and he's half talking generally back towards the court. We've only seen, I personally have only seen in the 10 games that I've been here, one personal foul, or one technical foul rather, against the coach, and that came earlier against 22-foot Academy coach Ryan Schmidt. He said something to the official that when he walked by, he had just had enough of. Just 2 technical fouls this weekend, I believe. I don't know if there were any on Saturday, but we had one yesterday and one here today. He even crouched down. He does not look like he's a very happy camper right now. I think Cunningham just slipped.
I guess one way to take care of it would be to tell your kids, look, they're not calling anything, so play the game.
We've seen that. We've seen the chippy games the other night. That was the Advanced Prep International IMG game last night. There was a little bit of that until they, the officials decided, hey, let's clean this up. And by that point, the game was over. 3 ball from the left corner. Not getting much to go from the field as Bender chases and comes up with a rebound. Springboro comes out. 2 kids right on the basketball at all times. And a 4-point lead. Ball dropped back to Bender underneath the basket. And he's trying to assert that he was fouled. I think he just looked like he just lost the handle on the basketball. And Mountain Mission, you see there, Coach Mirzak trying to get a timeout. 5:20 to go here in the second quarter. More games coming up after this one, including the Dublin Jerome Celtics, who opened the season at 10-0. They've since dropped 2 of 4. Sit at 12-2. They will take on the Middletown Middies, who are 6-6, coming off a win where they dominated Coleraine on Friday night. Go Pickerington Central and the API Bulldogs after that, and you'll get to see Terrence Ferguson, the University of Alabama commit, who had 17 points last night. And then the nightcap with Cleveland State's Evan Claiborne and Michigan Xavier Simpson for Thurgood Marshall and Lima Senior, respectively. Back into the contest now, 5 minutes to go, and a foul. Tell you what, Justin Rigg is going to play football at Kentucky, but he does a fantastic job of drawing fouls.
Well, we're to the point now to where that foul is called. You got one coach that's happy, the other coach upset because they've, it's been back and forth like that. But that's part of this game.
What do they say? You're never going to make both coaches happy at the same time?
Correct.
So, you're always going to be half wrong. As a former official, you know that better than anybody.
Yes, I do.
Now, under 5 minutes to go when Mountain Mission, the challengers, clear the half-court line. Bender wanted to take the shot. He's much bigger than everyone else on the floor right now for Springboro. See if they use that to their advantage, or if Springboro continues to negate that by using their size, or by their speed rather, and putting themselves in great position to make plays. And as I say that, Christian James tried to reverse that, tried to go over the top, and fouled Diego Brito. There you go, misses his attempt at a point. Baruti and Tamba in. 6'6" and 6'9" are those two, as you see Shishumpa headed to the bench. He's got the highlight reel block earlier on. 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Back the other way. Here's Christian James. James with the pass inside. Knocked away. Springboro, though, again, I talked about 50-50 balls. They are winning those right now, but Florent Tamba with the block leads the attempted dunk. Harold Baruti either had it smacked away or he just, again, as it's happened so many times, lost the handle on it. Out ahead, now down to the block. Good defense to play from behind by Jake Bork. Cross-court pass down to the baseline. Runner off the glass and a foul. 5 fouls now on the Borough and 4 on Mountain Mission. 5 seconds away from being halfway done with this quarter. See what, fouls, yes, they hurt you when they mount up later on in the game, but if you get a team that cannot hit from the free throw line, it's maybe almost like a weapon at times.
Right, well, Springboro's got, 11, 12 kids, so they can go through the bench pretty quick. I mean, if they need to, in order to keep this 3-point lead that they have.
The captain in Jacob Majkowski gets 1 out of 2 for the Challengers. Cuts into the deficit now down to 3 at 21-18. James is going to take it to the basket himself. And again, I talked about that earlier. That's the one thing you can count on. That man and Coach Mike Holweger is always going to have one or a couple of quick, scrappy guards. And nobody epitomizes that more than Christian James.
5'10", just about everybody else out there has 6 or 7 inches on him, if not more.
I don't know that I believe 5'10".
I don't either. But, he's still taking the ball to the hole. I mean, and that's creating opportunities for the rest of his teammates and himself.
James has played in 11 games, averaging 7.1 points per game. It's 1 out of 2. Picks up his first point. 7 different players have scored for the Borough. And that is that's a good thing for them, spreading the ball around, getting 22 points from those different players. Something that they've done on the year, they have just one player in Drew Holweger who scores in double figures, as he averages almost 20 a game. Now they come down with a rebound to the Panthers. It's got that feeling right now where at times that, it's you could hear that ball off the palm of Florent Tamba. The foul came way before the block, but it is the entire way across the gym from where we are at, and you could hear it as if it was standing next to us. That'll put Alec Holtree at the line. He's split a pair. And Southpaw connects on the first. So 2 points in the game for him and a 5-point lead for Springboro. Did exactly what he did the first time. Hit the first, missed the second. So it'll stay a 5-point deficit for Mountain Mission. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Kind of a force pass and a wasted possession by Baruti down in the corner. See if they go back to him or if they give up the ball. Nathan Mopandi with the travel.
This 2-3 zone that Springboro putting out there, Mike, it's very, very quick laterally and creating a lot of problems for Mountain Mission right now.
Ishik Bender back into the game. So for the dark blue jerseys, the Mountain Mission School Challengers out of Virginia. Jumper from the free throw line after getting just through the traffic for Holweger. Will not find its way to the net. Here come the Challengers. Back out top, spot up 3 from the wing. Nope, chase your own rebound, and that's a nifty trick. Harold Baruti.
Yeah.
Did a heck of a job, though, because he did not take the extra step that a lot of people would have and commit the traveling violation. Just left it on the small of the back and was able to find a way to get it to go. 23-20. A chance to tie or get within one for the Challengers. They'll try the runner, and that's not even really a shot from Majay Bender. It's just kind of, it would be like akin to a pass or a set in volleyball. 23-22 now. Three from way out there. He hit that from took it from just outside Sydney, if you're familiar with 75. Offensive foul. Again, that has been an interesting call throughout the last couple of days about whether that is or is not a charge or a block.
I think they were going to call the block, but, you know, Baruti lowered the shoulder, and you know as well as I do, you lower the shoulder 98% of the time, that foul's going to get called against you.
There you see him head to the bench. He's a walk back down all the way to the end of it and try to pump himself up before he comes back in. It's a foul for him and a minute 25 to go in the first half. Springboro has led for most of the game, but it's not to say Mountain Mission has not had their chances. They'll get one here as it'll go back out top. Little jumper off the head fake will give them the lead, and Keyshawn Montague. As you get a look at, this is exactly what I was talking about. Watch the ball placement for this. There, and even more impressive is in front of him, he got the defender to jump in the air, just pinned it against the back and got it off the glass. A couple of minutes left here in the second quarter when we come back to the Trent Arena. Good game brewing here between Mountain Mission of Virginia and Springboro of Ohio. Here you see the Panthers trailing by one at 24-23. They've got 60 seconds to get a basket to pull ahead, or if you followed the first half so far, you can see that they've got a chance to get to the line too. Now inside, they get neither. As Florent Tamba with the smack. That ball wasn't even all the way up. And you get him for the travel or the offensive foul?
They got him for the offensive foul.
Majay Bender picks up the foul. That is number one on the big guy.
Tamba did a good job down here, though, Mike. He didn't leave his feet. He stayed on his feet and waited for the shooter to commit to shoot the ball. Great job.
Well, he's also 6'9", so his wingspan is worth more than most people jumping anyways. Just standing flat-footed. There's the foul that'll put Christian James at the line, and importantly, sometimes it's not necessarily what the foul is, who it's on, and this is on Keyshawn Montague, and it'll be his second. Maybe keep him from getting too many shots in the second half. James at the line. Good looking shooter for the free throws. 73% free throw shooter. Missed off the back iron. So he made one, missed two, missed one, or made one. And it's tied at 24 as we go under 20 seconds in the first half. Now the Challengers with the basketball, a chance to go into the halftime, which you put it in context that they've held Springboro to 8 points in this quarter, as they have scored 16 or 14 of their own. Missed shot for 4 seconds. You're going to get a heave from half court. That's a new one.
That's perfect.
It's actually stuck.
That's a perfect way to end it.
It's 24-24. You get a good look at the shot, and that's the first time I've ever seen that. But apropos of the way that the first half ends, tied at 24 as we go to the halftime break. You're watching this year's Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, brought to you by Premier Health on SUVtv.
Big show tonight.
Jed, pull over here.
Hey, man, you Jamal, right? Hey, man, take a Pepsi.
Thank you.
Put your hands up and just turn up the bass. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jamal Flyin.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy-efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
Halftime now in the books as we start the third quarter. Tied at 24. Mike Curtis, Steve Wiener, and a weird ending to the first half as they were able to get that basketball down that you saw before the end of our coverage in the first half. Neither team is going to blow the doors off you when I read you their numbers. That one including the 8th turnover against Mountain Mission. 8 of 24 for them from the field in the first half. 1 of 9 from 3. Saving grace, they went 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Committed 9 personal fouls. On the other side, Springboro 7 of 21. They went 4 for 10 from behind the arc. Coupled that with 6 of 11 from 3. And speaking of from 3, Nick, they call him Pickle Pluta with the 3 ball. I'm not joking, that's actually how it is in their program. Actually just calls him Pickle. And it feels like how we started the game. Majay Bender responds with a 3. So we stay tied at 27. Maybe we're going to get the good game here today, as the others have had elements of that, but have faltered to keep that pace up. Springboro with another 3 off the mark. Finds its way into the hands of Harold Baruti. Harold had one of those highlight reel slams on earlier, had 5 rebounds in the first half. Ball rolls off 2 different players' feet, including wrong place, wrong time for Diego Brito. And you see Coach Pavel Mirazak cannot believe it. Zip to say, of all the things, all the bad luck that can happen, we have 2 balls, 1 roll off each one of the foot of each one of the players.
And well, it hit 3 Springboro players before it went out off of Brito. So
3 from deep. I don't think that the Springboro kids find it a challenge unless they're about 4 feet from behind the line, where Pickle took that one. And even right on cue for that, he's got the green soles on the bottom of his bright multicolored shoes. I will wait for a tweet or someone to tell me what shoes that he's wearing. Now the drop to Bender. Went to go off the glass, got confused a little bit off the rim. Rebound, and the second shot won't go either. But Mountain Mission able to keep it alive. As they feed down underneath, the reverse layup for Jethro Tishishupa. His first points, the Arizona State commit, had that big block when he came in the first half. Now reverse layup, that would have been something to write home about if Alex Holtree could have gotten it to go. And we saw Mike Holgwagger, the head coach there. He was not amused at the officials or their versions of how they see the game earlier on.
I think that applies for both coaches, though, not just one. I think both of them are having a problem as Holtree makes the first one.
I'd say that's true. Mountain Mission, a school in Grundy, Virginia, and got 228 kids. Second free throw is a miss for Holtree, so it stays true. He's statistically better than this. As you get to look at Coach Mirazak, he's got a make and a miss on every time he's been at the line. And it goes the exact same way. Assist to Harold Baruti.
That's the first time we've seen Mountain Mission do the inside out, and it opened wide open for them.
They've now got a 3-point lead. That is just their second assist. They had one in the first half. Springboro had a pair. Now into the corner, trailing by 3 are the Panthers. And a foul on the floor. That will be Shasupa with the foul. That's number 3 on the future Sun Devil. And a 3-point deficit as it's 2 fouls against Mountain Mission. and 1 against Springboro. As you see him go to the bench. Now checks out of the game, and you take a little bit of that length out, but it doesn't really matter to Springboro, as they've been perimeter oriented so far. A shot that comes nowhere near for Trey Varinsky. And Springboro will take a timeout as Drew Holweger picks up his second personal foul. And it is a 31-28 lead for Mountain Mission here on SUVtv.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Four minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the third. Mountain Mission going from left to right in front of us in the dark blue jerseys, white numerals. The reverse for Springboro is the white jerseys with the blue numerals. And they have each had different spurts in this game. As Springboro opened up the game on a 5-2 run, but it was quickly quelled by the challengers. And back out of bounds, so it'll go back to Springboro. That's what I was talking about earlier, is it seems like every loose ball or every ball that, can go one way or the other has gone in the favor of the Springboro Panthers so far. I think the officials are pretty much a target for everybody today. A wild two-hand shot from Alex Holtree as he was falling to the floor. I guess enough contact both ways that neither one of the players involved in it got called for anything. Springboro will keep the ball as you go under 4 minutes in the third. Either a lot of tired players right now with the pace that I said that there's no way that they could keep up, or just a lot of mistakes right now.
Still say Mountain Mission has to get that inside-outside game going, or I know they're still up by 2 at this point, but they got to do something to try to slow down this, especially with Springboro on a man-to-man.
31-29 now, as Mapandi comes back in alongside Jacob Mijwaski. One, now 2 for 2 on this trip is the future football player for the University of Kentucky. And again, they need some help on the defensive end, and he would be perfect. Big body, good movement from side to side. I imagine he's a defensive end for the football team. I'll have to check that, but a pretty good player as well, and obviously headed to play in the Southeastern Conference. The turnover. What's interesting about that is if you watch Mapandi and Keyshawn Montague never even moved. He just watched the pass zoom by. Huge miscommunication.
That's what happens when you throw it in between two players, and that's exactly where that pass went.
Or maybe 1 out of every 15 times that actually works out. But when it does, it looks spectacular. 31 to 30, Mountain Mission with the lead. Springboro with the basketball. We're going to go up 1 or 2 here on this possession, but James loses it out of bounds, has to tie the white Under Armours. Those aren't bad. Pretty simple. Kind of understated for his shoes. Not real flashy, not a lot of colors that we've seen throughout the whole tournament.
Solid white.
I know there's some sneakerheads that they probably give those a pretty decent rating. They're in the building as well. 2 of them are to my left. Now here is the steal and the layup from Nathan Mapandi. Nathan gives his team back their 3-point lead at 33 to 30. 2:45 now in the third quarter. Christian James trying to make a move on the spin. High arcing shot. It's such an interesting shot too, because that's his first that goes from the field. On that spin, he almost shoots it completely with 2 hands. A 3 ball off the line on the left. And this is from the hands of Mountain Mission, and a ball on the ground just kind of got away on the speed, or too much speed for Holweger. As you see there, Coach Holweger and the kids sitting directly behind, enjoying their smoothies that they got downstairs. Hey, who can't enjoy a smoothie on a 10-degree day?
You're right.
You can enjoy a lot more things if you're a kid, I believe, on a 10-degree day than you can when you get older. Foul goes on Baruti. That will be Harold's second foul. Actually, they'll tag him with 3. So I was being generous to Harold. He will find himself a seat. As it will allow a re-entry for a couple of different players. Now, the 3 off the mark for Holweger. Again, headed to Furman to play baseball. That was interesting. Mapandi lost the handle. He kind of got it back himself and then lost it again. Feed inside. If you complete the dunk, you need the ball. If you can't just pull down the rim. Tamba tried the latter part of that. It did not work, and he tried to swing on the shot from Alec Holtree. That didn't work either. 5 points of the game for him, and he brings the lead back down to just 1. And that 1 is in the favor of Springboro now. Good bounce, no look pass from Tamba to Majay Bender. Majay now with 5 of his 12 points in this third quarter. And it's Mountain Mission who goes +1. They've got all these fancy analytics on the stat chart, but none of them will tell you how to quantify the speed of Alec Holtree, the 5'11" junior. Again, in the first half, each team not all that great from the field. Turned it over 7 times apiece. Just an assist for Mountain Mission and 1 for Springboro. I'd have to go to the bench too if I'm Alec Holtree after that. As you get a look at him trying to get a little bit more air back into his lungs. 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Down by 1, Springboro. James trying to get to it. It's kind of a situation where they almost had to call a timeout, but the hands for Elijah Cunningham betray him.
He was trying to take it hard to the hole before he actually had a hold of the basketball, and turnover for Springboro.
That's how the BG football coach is in the building right now being like, hey, you're supposed to be a skill player when you come play for us. You got to be able to catch the ball in any situation. Ball pilfered back the other way. Here come the Panthers. Little stop and go move on the miss And back the other way we go as it goes out of bounds from Varinsky. 17.9 seconds to go in the third. Shasumpa in, as you see those two young men, and Bender and Baruti sit down. Defense will play back and wait on the shot, so it gives Mountain Mission a chance to roll the ball up, and they didn't have to hustle. 9 seconds to go in the quarter, now down to 6. As we get a good look of the steal, down to 2, to the rim at the end of the quarter. Count the bucket for Elijah Cunningham. And most importantly, he makes those folks pretty happy. It's 36 to 35, and there's nothing fancy about this. He just stole the ball himself and then decided that he was going to beat Nathan Mapandi to the basket. And right there, Nathan, he had a hold up to not commit the foul. Fourth quarter on the way, and the best game of the day so far here on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Final 8 minutes up on the board here in the fourth quarter. Springboro with the lead, but Mountain Mission out of Grundy, Virginia, start with a basketball. Almost an inadvertent block on the pass by Justin Rigg. Now the separation underneath. Gets Mapandi another basket. He's got 6 each one of those buckets in the last 3 quarters. 37-36 now. And right back the other way. Pickle for 2. Off the glass. That's just his entire name now. His name is Nick Pluta, but again, everybody calls him Pickle, and he does well in a pinch. Back out top, long 3 on the way. Miakowski.
Yeah. From way outside.
Yeah, he left that one before they got on the bus this morning. Ball is blocked, a chance for Mountain Mission to separate themselves from the one possession game that we found ourselves in.
But if you watch Mountain Mission, Mike, they must be watching the telecast because they're finally starting to do the inside-out thing.
Well, you know, that is one of those things. You can watch any of the games in the Flyin to the Hoop webcast anywhere you want. We talked about it last night that there were some folks in Chile watching it, and some back in Lima, Ohio, and all around the country we've gotten tweets from. But you might be able to do that on the bench. But if they're taking coaching tips from us, then
there's something wrong.
Might as well quit. Pickle Pluta with his second foul. Jethro Shasumpa at the line now. The future Sun Devil hits the first of 2 free throws. It's not the last game that Mountain Mission will play against a team from the greater Dayton area, as there is another foul. On the 24th of January, just 6 days from today, they'll take on Walnut Hills. Remember, last year, Walnut Hills was here at Flyin to the Hoop and had themselves a pretty good performance. And Coach Powell Mirazik he needed to hydrate. I think Adam Sandler said that best in The Water Boy about Gatorade. First free throw is down as he sits back down. Now the second on the way. Off the back of the rim won't go. 1 for 2 each are he and Shasupa from the free throw line in this quarter. But it's a 4-point lead. Ball knocked into the back of the shot. And sloppy ball handling for both teams. Good defense conversely. A little scoop pass underneath. And a block. And Shasupa.
Just like, okay, no big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Everybody else is the one that returned to it. They gave him the foul. Now he's actually arguing that because it's his 4th foul. But at first, it seemed like they were just going to get the ball out of bounds. Now, for Springboro, it works out because with 6:15 to go, they get the ball with time not running on the clock and an opportunity to get points. All of that is great, but you've got to make the free throws. Poultry in the top 5 in the G-Walk in assists. It's 1 out of 2. That seems to be the trend in this game for either squad. 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Back down to a 3-point game with 6 minutes to go. Between Mountain Mission out of Virginia and Springboro from just up the road here in Ohio. Beautiful gymnasium that they play at Springboro High School. Very open, one of the new designs. Nice big glass press box up above the floor. And speaking of up above, that is the shot by Tamba. It's now back to a 5-point lead for Mountain Mission, who for the good part of the second quarter trailed by 5. Foul on the floor long before the shot will be the 7th against the designated visitors. And it's on Keyshawn Montague. That'll give him a trio.
Seems like now the last 6.5 or 7 minutes of this game, the referees are going to start calling the real tight stuff.
Cunningham, James, and Bork all into the game for Springboro. And a free throw will not go down again. So the struggles from the line continue, and it'll be a timeout, a full timeout for Mountain Mission as the replay comes back up here. And there you see, not even really any room, just up top, past the outstretched hands of Elijah Cunningham. And good on the 3 for Majikowski.
There's a break in the action, so let's take a look at that last play. Dan?
Amazing spin move, Bob.
And here's the follow-through.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down to the field and Stacy?
Guys, the story here is the Wilsons got instant in-store discounts from DP&L on energy efficient CFLs, like this one. What a heads-up move. Be a savings champion. Visit savewithdpl.com.
.5:28 to go in the 4th of a 5-point game, and if you look at the box scores for the rest of the games that we've had so far, this is easily, in terms of the margin and the time on the clock, the best game of the day. Miller Grove's Wolverines took out Centerville 75-59 in the previous game. 76-52, 22-foot Academy over Hilliard Bradley. And we open the day with Marion Catholic beating Piqua 63-51. Baruzzi takes no time. They gave him the basketball and he shot the basketball as quick as he could.
Sometimes you're better off not thinking about it.
I agree. I mean, you might as well.
One
Just
flip
get it
of the
over
wrist
with.
and away it goes, and that one comes up short.
So it'll stay 6 points after that possession. James trying to create something back towards the basket. He'll give up the basketball because there's not much that he could find and miss. An offensive rebound, and there is, you know, you call a block like that, that's a tone setter for the next couple of possessions, I would think. Against most teams, but as we've seen, Springboro, they don't have the elephant theory about never forgetting. They pretty much just, when that possession's over, it's over. And here's the next one. James with a nifty reverse layup try. The rebound, and the stick back won't go. Comes back out and gets the rebound. Was Bork. Jake now out there as he watches the drive inside, and the foul.
Bender's going to pick up the foul. Probably his third.
It's a Diago Brito. Sent it back up off of the Mountain Mission bench. And the free throw does not find its way for Elijah Cunningham. Second one away. No good either. No offensive rebound this time to bail out the miss for Springboro. Into the lane, good ball movement, shot from the corner for three. And Amache Bender with a nice little three-point shot.
Gives him 15.
And again, defense suckered into the middle. He's out there by himself, spots up, and cans a jumper. So as it's 45-39, you've still got things manageable right now if you're a Springboro, because you've got close to 3 minutes to work with. It's not like you have to come out of this timeout and you have to immediately force up a three or anything like that.
No, just keep doing what you're doing. The big thing that I've seen in the second half is Mountain Mission's decided that they're going to get second and third chance opportunities when they're on offense, and it's paid forward to where they got a 9-point lead.
Or more on those opportunities.
Springboro just not doing a very good job of boxing out. And here again, Springboro not getting second and third opportunities. They're getting one chance at a bucket, and if they don't make it, the ball's going the other way.
I can think of maybe only two possessions where there is an exception to that. But it was that one where they had 4 different offensive rebounds. But other than that, I mean, if you look at the numbers in the first half, they had just 4 offensive rebounds compared to 7 for their opponent. Dribble drive down to the left side and a foul.
Foul's going to go on Brito. That'll be his 4th now.
Team foul number 9, and he definitely said something to the official, because the official had a remark for him and not a very happy face.
Coach Rozic hollered at him and told him, look, that's enough. Good job by the coach to take control of his kids.
His second one is good. So first point since the second quarter, when he could not complete the and one from the free throw line. And over and back. Court awareness is something that, it's always questionable. You can't obviously teach it. You feel like it's one of those things where you just have to be aware of where you're at all times.
Sort of lost where he was.
Shot inside, trying to get this lead less than 8, and he does. That is the power of staying with it. Justin Rigg. And he's even kind of laughing. He got 2 different offensive rebounds before he stuck it back in. Look at that, right in the middle of 3 different defenders. You don't get that one all the time.
No, you don't. No, you don't, but that's, you know, he willed that, you know. I mean, there's no other way to put it. 2 offensive rebounds on his own missed shot, and now he's going to be rewarded with the free throw, which doesn't drop, but
You gotta have a stop here coming up pretty soon if you are Springboro and you want a chance to win this game and to make it a 7-game winning streak.
Baruti being guarded by James.
That's a heck of a mismatch.
Isn't it, though?
Close to a foot, and slam-a-jamma. Ajay Bender. Bender being apt for what he just did to the rim. He's lucky that that pops right back into place. Because otherwise, they're going to make him buy the rim for what he just did. There has been at least one of those in every game. At least.
Baruti's going to pick up foul number 4.
I mean, you look at it again. Look, he goes off the defenders, and then just, you actually can't see him when he picks up the ball because of all the traffic in front. But you can as soon as he gets a hold of the ball. Another foul puts Justin Rigg at the line as he hits the first of 2 and gets himself into double-double territory. That one didn't help. He shot a rocket on the second one. And the rebound. Nothing doing for teams going to the left here. And nothing doing on that pass. I think Baruti was trying to explain to Brooks that, or to Bender, hey, you were not where I thought you were going to be.
Yeah, and, well, Brito was there too, so there's another pass where 2 guys in the same area, and neither one of them took charge.
So still an opportunity for Springboro because it's not as if Mountain Mission right now is a well-oiled machine on the offensive end. 3 away, you need that to go, and who do you go to? Drew Holweger. Who else knows better about feast or famine than a coach's kid? Down to a 4-point lead with 1:56 to go. Now the step back 3. And again, here's where you need the stops. And you got to stop these slams. Ajay Bender, because a slam from that range, higher percentage than a free throw. And the lead back up to 6. Just 82 seconds left. And an opportunity for a 3-point play for Poultry.
It looks like Holtry's starting to cramp up a little bit too, Mike.
That's his first points of the quarter. As you see, that shot from deep. 1 minute and 22 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a 52-48 lead for Virginia's Mountain Mission School, as they have the basketball. Springboro in the 1-2-1-1 press, trying to get any kind of trap or make Mountain Mission make a mistake. And a foul, as it should send number 6 up on the floor, or up on the board. It'll be the first in terms of fouls for Jake Bork. It's like Steve said earlier in the game, right before the half, hey, you've got 10 or 11 kids for Springboro, and they're fast. Might as well send them all out there and use up all your fouls if you have to.
It just makes sense.
And that one, Justin Rigg, I believe, blinked in the direction of Harold Baruti for that one.
And Coach Hallwager's going to get 3 kids off the bench to come in.
One of those including Drew Hallwager and Nick Pluta, Christian James. Not only do those 3 have a pair of fouls each to their credit or detriment, however you want to look at it, but they also have been pretty much the different spark plugs for that team. Free throw up and down for the 8th point of the game for Harold Baruti. The next teams coming up as a free throw. That one is good as well. Behind the basket off to the right side, you can see the Dublin Jerome Celtics in the white shirts. As we stay on this end, the steal for Mountain Mission. I believe that on the exact opposite end, that their opponents are sitting up behind one of the baskets on the complete opposite side, because to my knowledge, the only purple team that's left is Middletown. 55.6 left on the scoreboard, so a big difference in terms of arrival, with one of them getting here now and the other having been here for a little bit and clearly having already been in the locker room. Pondy hits a pair of free throws, lead back to 8. Now the problem, just 55 seconds left. Long home run ball, 2-on-1 for Springboro, at least momentarily. The line drive with the right hand for Justin Rigg will go out of bounds. Looks like they were having a discussion on whose ball it was going to be. And it's still an 8-point game. Springboro trying to get into the 50s. They won 6 straight games. They'll get a 3 off the inbound. It rolls back in and out for Hallwager. Now 3 players in. You almost have to sell out on the press. And Baruti does not necessarily believe that should not have been a foul from behind, but a turnover helps Springboro here. As they send 2 players back deep, they try to run the long post route. As you might as well toss the rule book up in the air, toss a dart at it, and see which one of the calls that you can get there, because you had a handful of them available if you're the officials right there. You had 3 different players that could have committed the foul. You had an over and back and a travel all at the same time. They went with the foul that puts Mapandy back at the line, as he is looking to cash into double-figure territory. He's got 8 right now. And he misses the 1-and-1. Springboro comes down with it, but the air out of the building as it's just 30 seconds to go. And an 8-point lead for the visitors on the scoreboard. Off the head fake. Again, first half, all of these shots are going for Springboro. Right now, they just are not.
Right, fouls on Bender. That'll be his 4th. Well, this game has definitely been a tale of 2 halves. There's no doubt about it.
Free throw shooting the killer for Springboro here in this quarter. They have missed 6 and hit 3. Christian James checks in for Springboro. Couple of bounces and a toss up and in for However. He is now into double figures with 10. Both he and Justin Rigg, a future Kentucky Wildcat, on the gridiron with 10 points apiece. However again headed to play with the baseball at Furman. Christian James picks up foul number 4. That's a kid who's not necessarily it's going to show in terms of the scorebook, as he's got just 4 points, but he did a lot to keep this team at one point in the lead and then in the game.
Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, it's been hustle, hustle, hustle when he comes off the bench, and first free throw's up and good. But, you know, great job. And you see Coach Howeger, 3 for 3, back and forth, 3 on defense, 3 on offense, when he can get away with it. Still only down 8, Mike.
Well, the problem is that he's got 18.3 seconds in terms of how long it has taken them to get off a shot. Keyshawn Montague goes 2 for 2 for his 6th and 7th point. And then there's that.
Dribble it off your own foot, out of bounds.
Yes. So it looks like that you get one of the final shots of Coach Howeger that Mountain Mission is looking for win number 18 in 9.7 seconds. That ball ended up in the 6th row on the last ball that was knocked out of bounds. Substitutions all around, as Caleb Tabor, a 6'1" sophomore, checks in for the first time, along with backhand Thomas Arrington and Jake Bork. The final score 58-49 for Mountain Mission. They're now 17, 18 actually in 6 on the year. Springboro's 6-game losing streak is done at 10-3 on the year. Coming up in about 20 minutes, you've got the Dublin Jerome Celtics taking on the Middletown Middies when we come back to the action of the Trent Arena in the Flyin to the Hoop Classic on SUVtv.